What's up guys, welcome back to another video. So in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you a haul slash swatches of these absolutely gorgeous Premier gel polishes. So if you haven't been aware, Premier gel has been absolutely blowing up all over the place recently. So I have been on their store, browsing their store, and I noticed that they were having massive sales. So I have been collecting quite a few gel polishes in the last few weeks. So these have probably been from since about Easter up until about a week ago. So I thought I would sit down and share with you guys some swatches and have a general chit chat about Premier gel. So if that's something that intrigues you, then just keep on watching. So guys, without further ado, jumping right in with today's video, and I first wanted to share with you the base and top coats that I picked up this time. So I went ahead and got a bottle of their 2-in-1 base. This is a primer and base coat in one bottle, so perfect product for cutting down on your prep work. It is a lot thinner than their other base coats, so super easy for those regular gel polish wearers. And then I also got their highly raved about high shine non-white top coat, and guys, this is honestly like applying glass to your nail. It is so shiny. I absolutely love this product and one I would highly recommend. And then I also went ahead and got 3 of their Acrylic Builder gels in a tube. So this is basically their version of polygel or acrygel or that kind of stuff. So you get 30 grams of product per tube, and I got 3 different colours this time. So first I got French pink, and then I got pink Cadillac, and finally I got passion pink. So I will go ahead and swatch these and review these in a separate video for you guys. So guys, jumping right in to the gel polishes that I picked up this time, and I've gone ahead and split these up into categories to make them a little bit easier. So first up, for the glitter polishes, I went ahead and picked up a Cinderella, and this one is like a periwinkle blue jelly polish, and inside it has these absolutely beautiful iridescent glitters that shift from an almost holographic purple, pink, blue. It has a little bit of everything in there. Again, I would say that this is more of a topper than a full opaque polish, but it is absolutely gorgeous. One I cannot wait to use, and this is just one coat of that. So I'm going to go in with 2 coats and then also a shiny top coat, so you could basically see what it's like with and without. So here we have 2 coats of Cinderella, and now I'm going in with that absolutely gorgeous non-white high shine top coat. I'm going to just apply 1 coat of this to the nail and cure for 60 seconds, and just look at how sparkly that is. It is absolutely gorgeous. So next up for the glitter polishes, we have Jewel, and this one is a simply stunning sort of gunmetal silver polish. It is super chunky but applies like an absolute dream. So if you wanted a more of a sort of translucent, you could most definitely get away with this in 1 coat. It is absolutely perfect coverage in 1 coat. For the purposes of today's video, I did go ahead and do 2 coats on each polish, but as you can see, the polish itself, the glitters apply really nicely. They look so even and smooth on the nail, and it did only require 1 coat of top coat as well. And just look at that guys, it is gorgeous. So now we are moving on to one of my absolute favourites from the glitter polishes. This one is called Prosecco Party. She is stunning also. I feel like I'm going to be like a totally broken record in this video, but guys, the performance of this polish is absolutely spectacular. They apply so smooth, the glitter is evenly distributed over the nail without too much work, and they are fully opaque in 2 coats. With glitter polishes, I tend to find that I'm always going over them to get that opacity, but just look at how beautiful that is over that with just 2 simple coats. And again, with that top coat, just 1 coat, and it was really smooth, so no tugging or anything like that. So next up, we are moving on to Belle, and she is a really beautiful dark pink holographic polish. This one is a lot finer in its glitter, so again will require minimal work, and as you can see, she is super gorgeous. And when I say the holo is strong with this one, Yoda would definitely agree. It is absolutely gorgeous, really beautiful, highly pigmented, and that holographic shift just shines beautifully. And as you can see, again, 2 coats is all it required, and I just went ahead with my shiny top coat and I fell in love completely. It is so stunning. And I also think with a matte top coat, this would be beautiful. I just think glitters and hollow with a matte top coat are always gorgeous, and this one is definitely screaming check it out in matte to me. So guys, we are now moving on to the solid colour cream polishes that I picked up, and we are going to begin with the pinks and lilacs, and I'm starting with Cream Soda. She is again a really nice pastel sort of pink shade, absolutely gorgeous. So going in with the first coat, as you can see, the pigment is really nice in this polish. They are highly pigmented and so creamy and easy to apply to the nail. You have no issues whatsoever, and most of these polishes, because I'm using a longer nail, I obviously have to drag the polish down a little bit more, but you could most definitely get away with one coat on 90% of these polishes, and this one included. So again, here's me just applying that high shine top coat, and just look at how beautiful that is. And now we are moving on to Marshmallow, and this one is more of a lilac shade. Again, absolutely gorgeous, and it's really giving me summer pastel feels with this one. Again, as you can see guys, it applies so creamy and flawless to that nail. No issues whatsoever. They are thick polishes, which means that you are getting that pigment right there on your first coat with no problems. They dry 30 seconds in an LED light, and they are absolutely gorgeous to work with. So as I said at the beginning of my video, I did get these in the sales, and I think I only paid between $3.99 each polish, or I also got some when they did their 99p sale. So again, I haven't paid full price for any of these polishes, and I practically feel like I stole them. They are that good. Next, we have Strawberry Laces, and this one I must admit is one of my absolute favourites from the pink bundle. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is so fresh and really such a beautiful shade of pink. And again, no issues whatsoever when I was applying this to the nail, and as you could see, if you had a shorter nail, you could most definitely get away with one coat of this, but since my nail is longer and I'm dragging the product down further, I'm obviously going to require 2 coats for full opacity here. But again, as you could see, easily buildable with no issues at all, and that high shine top coat just really brings out that beautiful feel and that shiny effect to that colour. I love it. So now guys, we are moving into the more darker pinks, and first up, this one is more of, I would say, like a mauvey classic dark pink shade. This one is number 024, and again, I just love it. It is such a classic pink, really pretty, and I want to say more like of a vintage sort of feel to me. Again, as you can see, one coat, no issues whatsoever, and when you go in with that second coat, it is buildable, no streaks or anything like that. They dry super easy in the light, they do not shrink or anything like that, so these polishes do perform absolutely flawless. So next up, we have number 433, and this one is most definitely a mauve shade. Again, simply gorgeous, guys. I seriously cannot stress how beautiful these polishes actually are in real life. So if you haven't actually went ahead and bought any yet, I definitely suggest you do so, because they are open to all of the public. Everyone can get the use of these polishes, and they are most definitely of a professional quality. So you really are getting an amazing polish for your money. Even at full price, they are definitely worth it. Just look at how flawless they apply to that nail. I was so surprised that I had none to complain about. So now we are moving on to the nudes and browns that I picked up this time. So first up, we have number 438, and this one is a really nice light nude, perfect for any season, and I would think this would be an absolutely beautiful base for all types of nail art. So as you can see, it's a really nice light colour, almost off-white beige colour, simply gorgeous, and again, I applied really flawless to the nail. I had no issues whatsoever with it drying or anything like that. I just feel like these polishes are the bomb. So next up we are moving on to the browns this time, and this one is called Foundation, and it almost reminds me of like melted milk chocolate. I don't know if I've maybe just got the munchies or it's something like that, but that's what it's giving me, sort of milk chocolate feels here. Again, as you can see guys, flawlessly applying to that nail with no issues. You could most definitely get away with this in one coat on shorter nails. The pigmentation in these polishes are absolutely spectacular. They have gotten almost like they're a lot thicker than some polishes that I've used before, but they just apply like butter, like no issues whatsoever, and no streaks, no curling, nothing like that. They are absolutely spectacular, and honestly guys, this is a 20-minute long video and you're going to hear that for basically the whole video. They are that good. So now we've got number 155, and that's very similar to the last one, but this time it's sort of more of a brick red, mauve, dark brown sort of colour. I can't really describe it. Again, perfectly applied to that nail in one easy coat, but for the purposes of the video I did go in with a second just so you could see how it built up, and then I finished with a shiny top coat once again, and this polish was absolutely beautiful. It's definitely not one that I would usually go for, but when I saw the swatch I just thought this is a really classy polish that could be worn any season and on a multitude of designs. So now guys, we are moving on to the yellows, and we are starting with the lightest one I got. This is a really beautiful pastel yellow called Lemon Bonbon, and usually with these kind of pastel sort of shades I find that they could be very streaky and do require sometimes upwards of 3 coats for full opacity, but as you can see, even over a clear tip, you cannot see the blue tack underneath that clear nail or anything like that even after the first coat. So that's just showing you how pigmented these polishes actually are, and with 2 coats no issues whatsoever. And I just finished once again with that shiny top coat, and this one is absolutely gorgeous, and I wish I had it for Easter, but I will definitely be using this in the up and coming weeks. So next up we are moving on to one of my absolute favourites from this whole entire bundle. This one is a really beautiful mustard yellow with a hint of orange in there. It's number 498, and I actually have a jacket that is so similar in colours to this that I never have off. I am so into the mustards at the moment. I am just in love with this colour. Again guys, as you can see, super easy in 2 coats, but I cannot go over how much I love this colour. It is just so in at the moment, and definitely one of my faves from this bundle. And this one is most definitely another one of the cream polishes that would look absolutely stunning in a matte finish, just sort of like a silky sort of velvety finish. I adore this polish. So now guys, we are moving on to the more greeny sort of gel polishes, and I'm starting with this absolutely perfect highlighter polish. This one is number 138, and as you can see, it is more neon than anybody needs in their life, but it is simply gorgeous. Again, as you can see, almost perfect in 1 coat. With the second coat, it is fully opaque and absolutely gorgeous. Usually you find with these kind of polishes they could also be quite streaky. This one I had no issues with whatsoever. It was perfect in 2 coats, and I just finished off with a shiny top coat, and as you can see guys, it is simply gorgeous and more in your face than anybody needs in their life. So next up we have this really beautiful sort of pastel type green. This one is called Mint Magic and is again simply stunning. It was one of the first ones that I actually bought, and again guys, just look at the pigment in that. So thick, so creamy, and really perfect to apply to the nail. Again, I don't know what else to say other than they are an absolute dream to work with. As you can see, this one would be perfect in 1 coat in smaller nails, but since I obviously have that longer nail, I did require 2 coats for full opacity, but that wasn't an issue at all. And once again, I am just finishing off with that shiny top coat just to show you guys how really nice this polish is and how such a beautiful shine that top coat gives. So next up, we are moving on to the rest of the greens, and this time I actually got these to do some khaki nails. So these ones are all sort of together. This one is number 494, and as you can see, it is the most perfect sort of olive green. Again, not one I would usually pick and wear on its own, but I am into the whole khaki phase at the moment with the cameo and things like that. So I wanted to get a few polishes because I don't have many in my collection of this shade, and again, I am super pleased with this polish. It is really nice to apply to the nail, and I thought it went really well with the other greens that I got as well. And to go with that one, I went ahead and got this absolutely stunning dark green polish. This one is number, wait till it comes up. This one is number 221, and again is a really beautiful dark khaki green. And I wanted this one to go with the other one for some really nice khaki nails. Again, like I said, I've got a little bit of addiction to them at the moment, but I didn't have the proper shades available in actual gel polishes. So when I saw these on sale, I most definitely, as you could see, added them to my basket in a hurry. And just looking at that right now, I could also say that I think this one would be a super chic in a matte finish. Really such a sexy, classy sort of polish. And now guys, we are moving on to the blue polishes that I picked up this time, and I'm starting from the darkest to the lightest. And first up, we have number 220. This one is a really nice, very dark navy. Again, applied flawless to the nail, and as you may know, I have a little bit of an addiction to blue polishes, so I'm always on the quest to find the perfect blue polish. This one is absolutely gorgeous, such a beautiful, vibrant blue, and it's still got that dark sort of mysterious feel to it, but then it's got that really nice shiny appearance that it would still catch the eye. It is a gorgeous polish, and again, flawless in 2 coats. Next up, I must admit, we have the most gorgeous blue polish that I have found in an absolute lifetime. I do have a few colours that are very similar, but this one is just so bright and cheery compared to my other ones. This one is 989, and as you can see guys, it is the most beautiful periwinkle blue. I just adore it. It is such a stunning shade that I am in love with it. So again, I would really like maybe if I did a comparison of all my blue polishes just to see how bright this is compared to the rest, but I absolutely think this one has got that such a beautiful, bright, shiny feel to it. Again, I am in love with this shade of blue. Next up, we have Sugared Almonds, and again, I must admit, one of my favourites from the blue sort of range. This one is a really nice, bright sort of, it's not a baby blue, it's a little bit more brighter than a baby blue, but it's not quite a sky blue, if that makes any sense. It's a little bit in between. I almost get like a cold weather feeling from this kind of polish. It's sort of that kind of blue, if that makes any sense. Again, simply beautiful. It applied flawlessly in 1 coat, but again, for the purposes of the video, I did go in with 2 coats, but as you could see, the polish itself was an absolute dream to work with. Really nice and creamy, and I just love the finished effect that it gave to the nail. Again, I really love this colour of blue. So guys, the last and final polish I have to share with you is this absolutely stunning, I don't quite know if it's a baby blue. I don't know if it's a baby blue or is it a really pastel mint green. I am not sure. Definitely let me know what you think this colour is, because it was one that confused me completely. I put it in with the blues, but now that I'm seeing it, I'm kind of like, that looks a lot more green than it did in person. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, because I can't remember it being all that green. So yeah, still really nice to apply to the nail, an absolutely beautiful colour. I could definitely get green feels now that I'm seeing it, but when I was swatching it, it looked more blue to me. It's a little bit of a weird one. Still such a gorgeous polish though. Well guys, that has us reached the end of today's video, and if you are interested in any of the polishes or products that I have mentioned, I'm going to go ahead and link them all in order that I swatched them in, so you guys could find any of the polishes that tickled your fancy linked down below. And finally guys, I am going to finish off by saying if you haven't already tried Premier Gel, I would highly suggest you do so. You will be absolutely over the moon with the quality of these products, and the packaging is super chic, and I really love the gold and white bottles that they come in. So I really hope you guys enjoyed my swatches and review of the Premier Gel polishes, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. I would totally appreciate it. And if you're new to my channel and you haven't already, don't forget to click that subscribe button and hit that notifications bell. And for my returning subscribers, thank you so much for joining me again today, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.